Ever walked into a room and instantly felt like you were in a glitchy video game, or held a spoon just slightly the wrong way and your whole sense of reality short-circuited? Congratulations, you've experienced that weird corner of the human condition where everything is technically normal, but your brain is screaming, nope, wrong, burn it. Today, we're diving into the bizarre phenomenon of perfectly normal things that feel totally wrong, those everyday sensations, sights, or sounds that shouldn't be creepy, but somehow manage to rattle your soul like a haunted etch-a-sketch. Let's get right into it. Number 10. Seeing yourself in third-person memory. Ever recall a memory and realize you're watching it from outside your body, like you're hovering behind yourself like a bored ghost with director's commentary? That's called third-person memory recall, and it's both totally normal and completely unsettling. Your brain doesn't store memories like videos, it stores reconstructions. And when you remember something, your brain basically guesses how it looked. If you've seen photos or thought about it a lot, your brain fills in the gaps with a bird's-eye perspective of yourself. Which is cool in theory, until you realize your brain is just straight up hallucinating you from outside your own body. Like you were the cameraman of your own trauma. It's not a sign you're broken, it's a feature. A weird one, yes, but a feature. Studies suggest it might help with emotional regulation or narrative building, because nothing says closure like mentally watching your past self trip over a dog in 1080p. Still feels weird though, like you glitched out of first-person mode in the simulation. Number 9. Realizing you're breathing manually. Let me ruin your day real quick. You're now manually breathing. You weren't thinking about it before, but now you are. Inhale, exhale. Is it too fast, too slow? Are you doing it wrong? Why is your chest moving like that? Should your nose whistle when you do that? Welcome to respiratory self-awareness, the most annoying meta moment your brain can inflict on itself. Breathing is supposed to be automatic. You do it 20,000 times a day without noticing, but the second you notice, your brain's like, great, let's obsess over this now. And suddenly, you're caught in a feedback loop where every breath feels like it's being graded by an invisible breathing instructor. Even worse, if you try to fix it, it gets weirder. You overcorrect, you feel lightheaded, you question everything. It's like trying to walk naturally while thinking about how you walk. You can't do it without looking like a malfunctioning robot. Thankfully, your brain eventually gives up and hands breathing back to the automatic system. But until then, welcome to the awkward self-monitoring hell of your own lungs. Number 8. Missing a step on the stairs. You're walking downstairs, minding your business, probably thinking about snacks or climate change or your latest identity crisis, when suddenly your foot hits nothing. You missed a step, or your brain thought there was one and there wasn't. Either way, your soul leaves your body for a split second. That weird stomach-lurching feeling, that's your vestibular system, the part of your brain that handles balance, throwing a full-on tantrum. It thought you were going to land, but your body kept falling, and now it's panicking like you just got tossed out of a moving elevator. What follows is a weird flailing spasm that turns you into a human noodle, flapping wildly to re-establish dignity. The science behind it is simple. Your brain predicts motion based on rhythm and visual cues. Break that pattern and it goes abort, abort, mayday, all because your foot hit air instead of step. No injury, no drama, just pure, unfiltered wrongness. And yes, it's hilarious when it happens to someone else. But when it's you, suddenly it's a full-body betrayal. Number 7. The wrong way to swallow. You know that cursed moment when you go to swallow your own saliva, a thing you've done flawlessly since birth, and suddenly your throat's like, wait, how do I do this again? Yeah, that's the manual override of doom. One wrong swallow and suddenly you're coughing like you inhaled a ghost. It feels like you forgot how to operate your own body, like your throat was clocked out on break and got ambushed into action. Everything's slightly misaligned. Water goes down the wrong pipe. You panic, your eyes water, and your pride? Gone. It's not that you're broken, it's just that swallowing is usually automatic, handled by your subconscious like breathing or blinking. But the second you start thinking about it, your brain's like, oh God, what do I do with my tongue? Where do I put it? Should I be chewing my spit? The result? Your entire mouth collapses into a confused traffic jam. It's totally normal, but feels like a personal betrayal from your own throat. Basically, your body turned a routine biological function into a full-blown improv skit. Bad one. Number 6. Mirrors in the dark. Look, mirrors are already kind of weird. They reflect you, but not really. They reverse your face, lie to your symmetry, and create the illusion that your bathroom has depth. But in the dark, mirrors become portals to the underworld. Stare into one long enough with low lighting, and your brain starts to malfunction. Faces warp, shadows shift. You might even think you see movement where there shouldn't be any. This is called the strange face illusion, and yes, it's real, not just your sleep-deprived imagination. In dim light, your brain gets confused by inconsistent input. It starts filling in the blanks of your face based on assumptions and guesses. And when it guesses wrong, you get demon you. Some people see their own faces morph, melt, or even swap with unfamiliar ones. Others see full-on other people, which is a polite way of saying nightmare fuel. And sure, it's technically just your visual system throwing a tantrum. But in the moment, it feels like you're 1 second away from your reflection asking, "Are you really you?" No thanks, mirror. I'll brush my teeth with the lights on. Number 5. Hearing your heartbeat in one ear. You're lying in bed, minding your own business, and suddenly your ear starts thumping like it's in a bass-heavy club. Congratulations, you're experiencing pulsatile tinnitus, the weird cousin of regular tinnitus that syncs perfectly with your heartbeat like a biological DJ who will not stop remixing your cardiovascular system. This is usually caused by blood flow near your ear canal or increased awareness of internal bodily noise when everything else goes quiet. Which means, yes, your body is always making these noises, you're just not always cursed with hearing them, and it's deeply unsettling because it's not a pain, it's not an illness, it's just you being aware of being alive. And your brain? Not a fan. It was perfectly fine ignoring the fact that blood is swooshing past your eardrum 24/7. Now it sounds like a drumline in your head every time you lie down. Is it dangerous? Usually no. Is it annoying enough to make you consider sleeping in a vertical coffin to avoid pressure changes? Absolutely. Basically, your heartbeat is supposed to keep you alive, not audibly stalk you. Number 4. Touching your belly button. Too hard. Touching your belly button seems harmless. It's just a weird body dimple, right? Wrong. Poke it too hard and suddenly you feel like you're accessing a secret passage directly to your bladder and spine. It's like your body just whispered, "Hey, don't touch that." Technically, you're not actually jabbing your internal organs, but your belly button is connected to nerve pathways that trace back to your urinary system, thanks to your embryonic days when it was a fully functional umbilical pipeline. So when you poke it now, you're lighting up a bunch of deeply confused nerves that haven't had a job since you were born. That weird tingling in your lower abdomen and the strange urge to pee, totally normal. Deeply unsettling, but normal. It's like your body kept a creepy USB port no one should plug into and forgot to include the "do not touch" sign. So, yeah, nothing's wrong, but it sure doesn't feel right either. Your belly button is like a haunted doorbell that still rings even though no one lives there anymore. Number 3. Standing too close to a mannequin. You're browsing in a store, casually vibing, when suddenly you feel watched. You turn and bam, there's a mannequin staring into the abyss with dead, judgmental plastic eyes and a fashion pose that suggests it knows your browser history. Technically, it's just molded plastic, totally harmless, and yet, standing too close to one makes your nervous system sprint into fight or flight mode like you've angered a wax demon. This is the brain's uncanny valley in full swing. Mannequins look almost human, but not quite, and your brain hates that. It's trying to do threat detection based on body language, facial cues, and eye contact, but the mannequin gives it nothing, just silent, dead-eyed confusion. Your subconscious is screaming, "This thing should be moving. Why isn't it moving?" It's the same energy as someone blinking just a little too slowly, or hearing your name whispered in a crowd with no one there. So yeah, mannequins are fine, until you make eye contact for too long and start to feel like they'll lunge at you when the store lights flicker. Thanks, brain. Very chill. Number 2. Waking up and not knowing what day it is. There's that brief disoriented moment where you open your eyes, see sunlight, and have zero clue what day, year, or universe you're in. Your bed feels familiar, your ceiling looks right, but your brain? Nope. Fully rebooting. Please stand by. You could be late for work. You could be off today. You could be a medieval blacksmith with amnesia. No way to know. It's like your brain slipped into airplane mode overnight and needs a few seconds to locate its internal GPS, and those seconds are terrifying. Your mind frantically scans for context clues, the position of your blanket, the level of anxiety in your chest, whether or not your phone alarm is yelling. Eventually things click into place and you're like, "Oh yeah, it's Thursday, I'm fine." But for that one cursed minute, you are every timeline at once. Totally normal. Happens to everyone. Still feels like a soft panic attack wrapped in memory loss. It's like your brain took a vacation and forgot to leave a note. Number 1. Hearing your own voice. Let's start with the audio crime that is your own voice on a recording. You open a voice memo, hit play, and suddenly, Who is that nasally, awkward gremlin impersonating you? Because it sure doesn't sound like the buttery tones you hear in your own head. That voice? That's smooth. That's confident. That's main character energy. But recorded you, that's customer service hold music with abandonment issues. Here's the sciencey betrayal. When you talk, you hear your voice through bone conduction, meaning vibrations travel through your skull, making it sound deeper and warmer. But a microphone doesn't care about your internal acoustics. It records what everyone else hears, the raw, echoey, slightly panicked version. And because your brain already built a self-image based on your internal voice, hearing the real one feels like discovering your reflection has been lying to you for years. It's not a crisis, but it feels like one, like a small existential earthquake with a laugh track. Basically, your brain is just throwing a tantrum over audio settings it can't control. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.